There is a reason you were guided to this transmission at this exact moment. That profound exhaustion you feel, the bone-deep weariness that whispers for you to surrender, is not a signal to stop. It is the final tremor before the mountain moves. This is not the fatigue of failure. It is the sacred ache of spiritual metamorphosis. The pressure of a diamond being formed in the dark. The system you were born into programmed you to interpret this feeling as defeat. But it is the opposite. It is the undeniable proof that you are at the precipice of a victory so total. It will rewrite your entire reality. Do not misinterpret the signs. The universe is not testing your endurance anymore. It is waiting for your command to anchor the energy of this truth into your physical timeline. Like this video now. It is a conscious choice, an energetic signature. Subscribe to join the collective of sovereign beings who are remembering their power. This is not about content. It is about connection. Comment the divine code 77 to signal your alignment with the breakthrough that is already yours. Finally, let this transmission play on a loop in the background. Let the frequency saturate your spirit and recalibrate your subconscious mind, dissolving the last remnants of doubt as you sleep, as you work, as you become. Chapter 1. The Divine Chisel. What you have been experiencing is not a series of unfortunate events. It is a process of divine sculpture. You are the marble, magnificent and raw, and the universe is the master sculptor. Every hardship, every betrayal, every moment of agonizing isolation was a deliberate strike of the chisel. It was not punishment. It was precision. Think back to the moment that nearly broke you. The job you lost, the relationship that ended in fire, the friend who turned their back without explanation. These were not random acts of cruelty from a chaotic world. These were calculated, necessary blows designed to chip away everything you were not. The universe had to remove the pieces of you that were programmed by the matrix, the parts of you that sought external validation, the layers of identity you wore for the comfort of others. The chisel strikes where the material is weakest, where the conditioning is most ingrained. It hurts because a piece of you is dying, but it is not the true you that dies. It is the false self, the construct, the mask you were taught to love more than your own soul. The sculptor sees the masterpiece within the stone. From the very beginning, it does not get. It knows the final form with an unshakable certainty. Your entire life you have felt this. You have felt the shape of something magnificent trapped within you, suffocating under the weight of expectation and conformity. This is why you never truly fit in. You could. A masterpiece in progress cannot be compared to the finished manufactured products surrounding it. They are static. You are dynamic. You are in a state of becoming. The sound of the chisel has been the soundtrack to your life, a constant, often terrifying vibration that you mistook for your own instability. It was, in fact, the sound of your own creation. In the coming days, you will begin to understand this, not as a concept, but as a physical reality. You will look at your past scars, not with regret, but with a strange sense of reverence. You will touch them and feel the echo of the sculptor's hand, realizing that each mark is a testament to the beauty that was being uncovered. This is why you must keep doing whatever it is you have been doing. Your recent actions, your solitude, your focus on your own healing, your refusal to go back to the old ways. This is you finally cooperating with the sculptor. You have stopped fighting the chisel. You have begun to lean into the pressure, trusting the process, with a surrender that is itself an act of power. This is the most crucial stage. The large jagged pieces have been removed. Now the finer work begins, the work that distinguishes a mere statue from a living masterpiece. Chapter 2. The Echoes in the Stone. Every piece of marble has inherent lines, veins, and patterns within it. These are not flaws. They are its history, its character, your past traumas, the painful memories you have carried like burdens, are the echoes in your stone. The divine sculptor does not try to erase them. It works with them. It uses them to create depth, shadow, and a beauty so profound it could never exist in a flawless, uniform block. The system taught you to be ashamed of your past. It told you that your pain made you damaged, that your experiences made you unworthy. This is the greatest lie deployed against the chosen, a form of energetic suppression designed to keep you from recognizing the source of your strength. Your pain is your power. Each moment of suffering was a resonance test. The universe sent a specific frequency of pain, not to shatter you but to see what would vibrate in response. When a betrayer's words struck you, they were designed to find and shatter the part of you that relied on the loyalty of others for your sense of self. When loss hollowed you out, it was to find and collapse the part of you that built its foundation on anything external. It was a controlled demolition. The echoes you still feel, the sudden pang of an old memory, the phantom limb of a past relationship, are not signs that you are unhealed. They are the resonance points of the masterpiece. They are the energetic imprints being repurposed as wisdom. They are the proof that the chisel struck true. The sculptor used the sharpest pains to carve the most intricate details. The deepest loneliness was used to carve out a space within you so vast that only the divine could fill it. The most cutting betrayals were used to etch lines of sovereignty and self-reliance into your very being. In the coming weeks, you will experience these echoes differently. A memory that once brought you to your knees will surface, but this time, you will feel a wave of gratitude. You will see with perfect clarity that the person who hurt you was an unwitting agent of your liberation. They were a tool, a hammer striking the chisel held by a divine hand, sent to free you from a cage you did not even know you were in. This is the reframing that precedes the breakthrough. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of your past and begin to see yourself as the beneficiary of a divine and perfect plan. The world sees your history and calls it baggage. The universe sees your history and calls it character, depth, and qualification. You are not broken. You are being given the very features that would make your final form breathtaking. Your survival of those echoes is the reason you were chosen. You did not crack under pressure. The stone held, proving its divine quality. And now the patterns they created are beginning to reveal a story of impossible resilience. An autobiography written in lightning across your soul. Chapter 3. The dust of the old world. When a sculptor works, the floor becomes covered in dust and discarded shards of stone. This debris is not mourned. It is swept away without a second thought, for it is not and never was part of the masterpiece. The people, situations, and opportunities that have recently and inexplicably fallen away from your life are this divine dust. You have been grieving the shards on the floor, wondering why they were taken from you, while the sculptor is focused only on the magnificent form emerging in their hands. This is the great separation. It is a necessary, non-negotiable part of your activation. You cannot become who you are destined to be, while still attached to the pieces that were chiseled away. They look like loss to you because you are still standing close to the stone, feeling the vibration of every cut. From the sculptor's perspective, it is purification. Every person who could not understand your journey, who called you strange or lost, who gaslit your intuition, their energetic composition was incompatible with your final form. Their presence would have been a flaw, a crack in the finished piece, so they had to be removed. It was not a reflection of your worth, but a confirmation of it. The universe did not deem you unworthy of them. It deemed them unworthy of the temple you are becoming. The jobs that ended, the paths that closed, they were corridors leading away from your destiny. The universe slammed those doors shut with such finality, because it could not risk you wandering back down them out of fear or familiarity. It was an act of profound love and protection, though it felt like rejection. The world of the matrix, the system, cannot comprehend this process. They see the dust and the mess. They see you standing alone amidst the debris of a life they thought you should have. And they judge you. They whisper. They pity you. Let them. They are judging the construction site, blind to the cathedral being built. Their confusion is a compass. Their disapproval is a confirmation that you are on the right track. The more they misunderstand you, the more purely the divine plan is unfolding. In the days ahead, you will feel an increasing detachment from this dust. People from your past may try to return, drawn to the light now beginning to emanate from you, but they will feel alien. Their energy will feel like static against your new frequency. You will not feel anger or sadness, but a calm, impersonal knowing that they are simply no longer a mask. This is not arrogance. It is energetic integrity. You are sweeping the floor of your sacred workspace. Keep sweeping. Do not apologize for the dust. Do not try to glue the shards back on, for that is an act of desecrating your own temple. Your breakthrough depends on a clean, consecrated space. Chapter 4. The Feel of the Unseen Hand. The work of the divine chisel is not just an abstract concept. It is a physical, sensory experience. Your body is the conduit for this transformation, and it has been registering every stage of the process. You have been taught to pathologize these symptoms, to run to doctors who find nothing wrong, to label your spiritual ascension as anxiety or illness. It is time to reclaim these sensations as the language of your becoming. That sudden, inexplicable ringing in your ears is not tinnitus. It is the frequency of the sculptor's workshop, a celestial tuning fork aligning your energetic field to a higher dimension. It is the sound of creation. When you learn to lean into it instead of resisting it, it will become a source of information, a signal that a download of wisdom or a significant energetic shift is occurring. That feeling of electricity under your skin, that buzzing or vibration in your limbs, is the chisel at work. It is the friction of the old reality dissolving against the new one being formed. It is your cellular structure being rearranged, upgraded to hold more light, more power. Your body is being rewired to handle the voltage of your true soul signature. Do not fear it. Breathe into it. It is the feeling of coming alive after a lifetime of slumber. The sudden jolts that wake you from sleep are not panic attacks. They are divine activation. They are energetic jumpstarts administered by the unseen hand to reboot your system and purge dense, fear-based programming from your subconscious. You wake up with your heart pounding because you have just survived an exorcism of a limitation you never knew you had, with energetic debris being forcibly ejected. The phantom touches, the feeling of a presence in the room when you are alone, the sudden warmth on your back or shoulders. This is the literal sensation of the unseen hand steadying you. It is your angelic support, your guides making their presence physically known to reassure you that you are not going through this alone. They are holding the stone steady while the most difficult cuts are made. In the near future, these sensations will intensify and clarify. You will begin to distinguish between the different vibrations. You will know the hum of healing, the jolt of activation, and the warmth of protection as distinctly as you know the voices of your loved ones. Your body will become your most trusted oracle. It will tell you when to move and when to be still. It will react physically to people and situations that are not in alignment. A gut feeling so strong, it is a full body no. Trust this. Your senses are becoming supernatural. You are learning to feel the architecture of the unseen world. This is your birthright. You were designed to perceive more than the flat 5 sense reality the Matrix allows. The sculptor is not just changing your form. It is awakening your senses to the truth of your own divine nature. You are becoming a living instrument, capable of perceiving the symphony of creation that the unawakened cannot hear. The plan, the divine blueprint, has been encoded within your very bones since the moment of your conception. You are not being turned into something new. You are being restored to your original, intended magnificence. The chisel's work is not an act of addition, but of subtraction. It is an excavation. Every piece of conditioning, every inherited belief, every societal expectation that was layered upon you was a covering, a distortion of the perfect blueprint within. The pain of the process is the pain of these foreign layers being stripped away. This is why you have always felt like an outsider. Your soul has always been aware of the blueprint. It has been rattling the bars of the cage of your conditioned personality, crying out for the truth of its own design. That persistent feeling that you were meant for more, that a different life was waiting for you, was not fantasy. It was your soul reading the blueprint. It was memory, not imagination. A memory that stretches back far beyond this single lifetime. The system is designed to make you forget this blueprint. It bombards you with external images of what you should be, how you should live, what success should look like. It does this to create so many layers of false identity that the original blueprint is buried, seemingly lost forever. But it can never be lost. It is in your DNA, in the sacred geometry of your cells, in the very rhythm of your heartbeat. What you have been doing recently, pulling away from the world, going within, questioning everything, is the act of unrolling this blueprint. You have started to listen to the whispers of your soul over the shouting of the world. You have begun to choose the resonance of your own bones over the hollow promises of the Matrix. In the coming weeks, fragments of this blueprint will begin to surface in your conscious mind. You will have sudden, brilliant ideas that feel less like thoughts and more like memories. You will feel drawn to skills you have never learned, places you have never been, and knowledge you have never studied. with a familiarity that defies logic. This is the blueprint activating. It is showing you the components of your purpose. You might feel an urge to write, to create, to build, to heal. Do not question it. This is not a hobby. It is an assignment from your higher self, and its urgency is paramount. The sculptor has cleared away enough of the excess stone that the true lines of the masterpiece are now visible to you. Your job now is to align with them, to trace them with your actions, to bring the internal design into external reality. You are no longer just the marble. You are becoming a conscious collaborator in your own creation, a co-architect of your destiny. This alignment is the key that unlocks the next sequence of events. Chapter 6. The final polishing. The stage of the great gouging cuts is over. The violent removal of huge, jagged chunks of your false self is complete. The deafening sound of the hammer and chisel has subsided into a profound quiet. Now you have entered the most delicate and, for many, the most frustrating phase, the final polishing. This is why the breakthrough feels so close yet still just out of reach. This is why you feel a strange mix of peace and intense anticipation. The work being done now is subtle, meticulous, and requires a level of patience you have not yet had to master. The final polishing is done with finer tools, with a gentle but persistent friction. This is what you are feeling now, the small repetitive annoyances, the minor setbacks that test your resolve, the people who challenge you, not with overt aggression but with subtle doubts and passive aggression. These are not new attacks. This is the universe using a finer grit of sandpaper to smooth out the last remaining rough edges, to test the integrity of the new surface. For any hairline fractures, whatever you have been doing, you must keep doing it. Your consistency is the polishing cloth. Your morning routine, your commitment to your inner work, your refusal to engage in old dramas, your choice to remain in peace. Every single one of these seemingly small acts is an act of polishing. You are buffing your own surface until it reflects the light of your true essence. This stage requires unwavering faith, because the changes are less dramatic. The matrix will whisper that you have stalled, that the magic is over, that you are back where you started. It is a lie. A mountain being carved is obvious. A diamond being polished looks static to the untrained eye. But you must feel the subtle friction and know that it is the final touch. In the near future, you will witness the results of this polishing. You will notice that things that used to trigger you now elicit only calm observation. You will find yourself responding to old provocations with a wisdom that surprises even you. You will look in the mirror and see a light in your eyes that was not there before, a clarity and a depth that reflects the finished surface within. This is also a time of integration. The great shifts and awakenings of the past months must now settle into your being. You must become accustomed to your new frequency, to your expanded awareness. This requires stillness. It requires you to simply be. This is why you must keep going, keep choosing peace, keep choosing your. Each conscious, peaceful moment is another gentle pass of the polishing cloth, bringing out a higher and higher degree of shine. The breakthrough is not another violent explosion. It is the moment the light hits the fully polished surface and reflects back with a brilliance that is blinding, undeniable, and total. This is not a gradual brightening. It is a sudden, instantaneous flash of absolute clarity and divine presence. The reveal is not for them. It is for you. You have been conditioned to believe that your vindication will come from the outside. You have fantasized about the moment when they, the doubters, the betrayers, the ones who left you for dead, finally see you in your full glory and are forced to admit they were wrong. You imagine their shock, their regret, their awe. This is the final illusion that must be chiseled away. This desire for external validation is the last chain binding you to the matrix. The breakthrough, the great reveal of the masterpiece, is not for them. It has never been for them. Their validation is a shard of dust, irrelevant to the finished work. The reveal is for you. It is the moment the marble becomes conscious of its own form. It is the moment you, the sculpture, open your eyes and see your own magnificence for the first time, not through the eyes of the world but through the eyes of the divine. The entire process of pain, isolation, and polishing was for one purpose only: to bring you to a state of being where you could finally perceive your own sacredness, without the filter of external opinion. The breakthrough is not an external event. It is an internal realization so total and so profound that it irrevocably changes your relationship with reality. It is the moment you stop hoping for the world to acknowledge your worth and instead become the source of that acknowledgement. You become the validator. You become the sun, no longer worrying if the planets are watching. In that moment of pure self-realization, the opinions of others become like the echoes of a language you no longer speak. Their praise is as meaningless as their criticism. You will not feel a need to prove anything, because proof is a concept for those who live in doubt. You will simply be. The finality of this state is absolute. The world may or may not see it. Some will be drawn to your light, and others will be blinded by it and flee. It will not matter. The purpose of a cathedral is not to be admired by everyone who walks by. The purpose of a cathedral is to be a sacred space, a conduit between heaven and earth regardless of who is or is not inside. Your breakthrough is your consecration. It is you realizing you are the holy ground. It is you finally understanding that you were not being punished or tested. You were being built. You were being remembered. You were being built into a vessel of truth. You were being revealed not to the world but to yourself. And in that holy moment of self-recognition, you finally come home.